Today, we talk about Cam Newton as the new QBX for the Washington football team. Their former Heisman winner, their former MVP in 2015. Will he become the next quarterback for the Washington football team? Cam Newton currently, right now, he's 31 years old. By next season, he's going to be 32. He's getting up there for quarterback. This year, he had a tough season. Didn't look like himself like he used to. I feel like that shoulder injury he had, that torn rotator cuff that he had back in 2016, 2017, whatever year that was, he doesn't look like he used to in his MVP season. Most of his highlights this year, you see he's just running the football. His passing's not great. He does a lot of QB runs now. It's the majority of their offense this year. His arm just doesn't look like it used to be. I don't know if that shoulder's still messing with him. He has escapability. He can run whenever he wants to. He has a few good throws right here. Just a great throw to, I think that was Julian Edelman right there. Great pass by him. He has a few good throws. His mobility is not an issue. Great pass once again. But that looked like Jules just had a better catch there. Right there, another good out. I think that was an out route or a little comeback route. Good throw over the middle there by Cam, but there's a lot of bad to Cam Newton, not a lot of good. There's more bad than good that I've seen from Cam this season. Most of his touchdowns, he had 5 going in the last game, and he got 3 against the Jets in a game that didn't matter. They already out of the playoffs. They were 6-9 at that point, I believe, and in the season 7-9. He had some sparks, but not what you want to see from a quarterback. Watching the tape, he looked a lot like Dwayne Haskins did last year. He took a lot of sacks. He was inaccurate. I don't know if they didn't use the offensive in Carolina. Maybe that's why a lot of people are linking him to us. But me personally, I just don't think it's the move. I think he's washed up, and I'm definitely not paying him $20 million a year. What Adam Schefter said a couple of weeks ago. I'm not paying that. We'll look at the stats here. You can look at them yourselves. They just don't look great. There's nothing that jumps out on you on that page that looks great. Nothing at all looks like, oh, that's who I want my quarterback to be next year. I'll open this up, take a look at these stats with you guys. But just looking at it, against Miami, he has no touchdowns, no interceptions for 155 yards. Just nothing crazy about that. Game 2, one touchdown, 1 interception, sack, threw for 397. Seattle's was not playing well on defense that time of the year. Against Miami, he had 2 sacks. The Raiders, he had 2 sacks. He had a touchdown and a pick, 162 yards. Denver, 157, no touchdowns, 2 picks, 4 sacks. Not good. San Francisco, 98 passing yards and 3 picks. There's just a lot of bad. I don't understand why people want him to come here. Buffalo, 174. The Jets, 274. Against the Jets, winless team. He couldn't throw a touchdown against them. You're going to get over 300 yards. They have an okay defense, but they're nothing. You watch the Raiders game against them. They're not. They give up that touchdown at the end of the game. It's like their defense isn't that good. People say he didn't have weapons. A lot of teams don't have weapons in his throwing. I just think his throwing mechanics are off more than anything that I've seen from him. I don't think weapons have when you're short hopping the ball to your receivers, or you're taking sacks, or you're, instead of checking down to your hot, he's holding on the ball and taking a sack. I just don't feel like that's what the football team needs right now. They need someone who maybe he knows the offense, but I feel like his decision making now, his arm strength is questionable at best. I just don't think it's there anymore. This year proved it. He might know the offense, but it's not enough for me to take a risk on him, especially a big contract. Honestly, I would rather just stick with Heineke or Kyle Allen or draft a quarterback than Newton, who's 31, going to be 32. His arm strength looks like it's shot, and maybe he's a stopgap for next year, but then you're going to have to draft a quarterback anyway. So if you're going to do it next year, why not do it now? So the quarterback can learn this year instead of wasting the defense again and having them learn next year. It just doesn't make sense. If we're going to draft a rookie, do it now instead of next year. You have a pick this heavy quarterback draft. You might as well do it this year than next year if this is who you think your quarterback's going to be. Just doesn't make any sense. And as you see here, the Jets was the last game he threw 3 touchdowns. It's just not. He was not a good quarterback. He was a better running back. You can look at his rushing stats. He had great rushing. 75, 47, 20. Just great. Great on the ground guy. He's more of a running back for him, more than a quarterback. Do you have a game that you have more rushing yards than passing yards? Buffalo. God, he only had 34 yards on the Buffalo game? What the hell? 69 against the Chargers? No. Is that right? He only had 69 yards against the Chargers? Ugh. 84 against Ariel. How do you have that little amount of yards passing? That's incredible. And they won those games. 12 for 19, 69 yards. 9 for 18. Ugh. Ugh. 5 for 10. They were that bad against Buffalo. Oof. Oof. Yeah. This is not the court. I'm seeing these stats. They do not look good at all. I don't care what weapons he has. We had undrafted guys at wide receiver this year. And Terry McLaurin. And Terry was hurt for the last few weeks. And we had better production at the quarterback position with Dwayne Haskins, who was terrible, a one-legged Alex Smith, and Taylor Heineke. I would rather have Alex Smith or Heineke than Cam Newton, even though I think Alex Smith's career is done. I don't think he's going to be here next year. He's probably going to either retire or we're going to cut him to save that money. But just looking at these even more in depth, seeing how little he had in some of these games. He didn't have 100 yards in 34 games and barely broke 100 in a couple. So now let's take a look at some of these throws he had right here. I don't know why he made that decision to throw it. This little guy was right in his face and he threw it. Right here, he just holds on the ball, had his check down right there, just didn't take it. Just holds on the ball, he's looking. Right here, just short hops to Jules. This is a bad throw. Another one, I think he just holds on the ball and then gets sacked. Sack fumble here. I get Denver's defense is good. They were out Von Miller. They were without Von Miller all year, so they weren't as good as they could be. And he's showing this. That I don't even know what throw this was here. It's just look. Every time he goes to wind up, it looks like he's just trying to throw the ball as hard as he can, but it just doesn't come out right. Or he just takes. I can't explain it. It just doesn't. It doesn't look right. When you see it, it just doesn't look like it. It doesn't look good. When you see it, it looks bad. That's exactly what this looks like. Then right here, wide open, dude. It's inaccurate. He has accuracy problems. He holds on the ball too long. His arm strength is just not there. I don't know what type of throw that was there. Just underthrew him. Yeah, that's my expression. If Cam is the quarterback for the Washington football team next year, I'm not gonna like it. He does short hops again on a comeback route. This is a lot of throws I saw Dwayne Haskins make this year, which is why Ron decided to cut him. I think you're just going right back to where we were this year with Dwayne Haskins. It's not an upgrade at all. It's a downgrade at best. Alex Smith would do better than what Cam Newton did this year, and he has basically one leg. Taylor Heineke, he has injury problems, but if he doesn't have those injury problems, I'd rather have him than Cam Newton. Kyle Allen, also injury problems. Rather have them than Cam Newton. Cam just doesn't look right. In a lot of these games, he just looks terrible. Right here, high throw, turns up, picked, tipped up, then picked, and this throw right here just screen pass, a simple screen pass, and he just turns into a pick six. It's stuff like this would frustrate me. It makes no sense how our quarterback plays this bad, and I just don't think he's the right fit for us. Yeah, Ron had him in Carolina. He's familiar with the offense, but to me, that's not enough for what he's going to be. And I don't think this uniform right there is what he's going to be wearing next year. Not even as a backup or anything. I think he's just. I don't know. He might not be on the team next year. I'll be honest. He might not be on a team next year. If COVID's still an issue, maybe he's a backup somewhere. A COVID quarterback, if that's still an issue next year. But I don't think he's starting anywhere on any team next year. I think Cam Newton best days are behind him, and he's going to be a backup quarterback at best. Maybe even a COVID quarterback if that's still a thing next year. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Until next time, peace.